I will pause it while I fix this. Perfect. Oh. Obviously, you should be watching this fight.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
see
yeah,
what
I was,
sums
yeah, I
get
was.
used. Any chunk that you can do now is very good. That's probably enough. You don't want to take any damage if you can avoid it. Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I should base TP or just go directly. I
You
decided to just
can
go.
base TP purely because of him not having any sums, right? But
Hmm.
to me, in this situation, I would stay. Just because I would know that the value of me getting XP is just high.
Hmm.
Basically, you just want to get XP, and you're gonna be able to get an extra base on him
Hmm.
anyway. Heavily trading is like your goal right now anyway.
Hmm.
You need to thin the wave before you do this type of thing.
Hmm.
Like, you're not hitting the wave enough.
Right.
Simply because, okay, obviously this is not a regular start, so this won't apply all the time. But this guy has nothing, right?
Yeah.
So because he has nothing, you know that any trade you take, right, you have to act as if you have a full HP bar ahead of him,
Hmm.
right? So all you want to do is like thin the wave and be able to attack him,
Hmm. So I should be
right?
like autoing the wave to.
Yeah, so like for example, I would just E here and then auto the wave and then like E this, auto this. Like you want to try and thin the wave as quickly as possible,
Hmm.
simply because you want to shove it in and put him low HP basically.
Hmm.
Specifically, you probably want to base on the third wave if you can. If you can't do it on the third wave, you can base on four.
Hmm.
But basically, you want to get prio and then stand in front of the wave.
Okay. Okay.
So basically, you just kill like these three minions, ideally, and then leave these up,
Hmm.
and then only last hit this.
I see. I see. Yeah.
So right now you have like what? Uh, you have this lead. I can't tell if that's a dead minion or not. I
Hmm.
think it is dead.
Yeah, I think it's dead. Yeah.
Um, yeah, so you do have a slight lead, but I would probably prefer to get like probably at least two more minion lead in
Hmm.
terms of full HP bar, right?
Hmm.
Just so that when the next wave crashes, you can full force on the cannon wave and then get a base after chunking them.
I see. I see. And then I guess, but by the time he's clearing, I'll be back in lane.
Yeah, you want it to stay neutral, but pushing on your side. This is a good trade if you hit it. Yeah, this is really good. Exactly the idea. Perfect. Okay, last hit. Okay, on this wave, you should be hard shoving.
Hmm.
You really, really want to hard shove this wave in.
Hmm.
See how like you're not
Yeah.
hitting?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's it affects the game like quite a lot. Trading here is fine as long as your AoE is hitting the minions.
Yeah.
And then Q. Okay, perfect. Considering your HP now, actually, I wouldn't mind. You have like two choices, right? After you kill these two, you can instantly base
Hmm.
and then TP back. Right now you probably have. Let's have a look. I would assume that you have about 350. How do I bring it up? That's really annoying. Um, yeah. So you have exactly 350,
Hmm.
which is
But
pretty standard. Can you?
so I base
Sorry, I'm
and get
just getting
dark seal.
fucking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can either base and get Dark Seal, or you can stay for extra like chunk on his HP bar. The problem is the odds of you actually killing this guy without ignite is not very high.
Hmm.
So ideally you want to bounce it back towards you where he's lower HP like this,
Yeah. Yeah.
and he's forced not to be able to base,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Normally, you probably want to trade a bit more HP though, because all of your HP bar right now is fake. It doesn't actually matter.
Because I
You
have
can be like
TP.
10. You can be like this HP. It really doesn't matter as long as the wave is in a good spot and you just base.
So like even if I
Because
trade.
normally in a
Mhm.
standard lane, you do this exact play,
Mhm.
the exact same scenario, but then you go on Ward Raptors.
Mhm.
That is the standard play, like completely perfect, regular laning. You
Mhm.
would have this exact scenario, and then you would go on Ward Raptors every single time.
I see.
Um, but because this is a unique situation where basically this guy's going to be forced with no sums to be pushing towards you if you get this crash,
Mhm.
you can base for a Dark Seal and then play to snowball off a Dark Seal kill and things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, you do go. Oh, I don't know what
I don't
this
know what
frame
I'm
is.
doing to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're walking, you're already halfway there. No,
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like now. Yeah. Obviously, I should ward, but I don't know what I was doing.
like what it's walk here to do what?
Yeah.
Oh, and then you're
Yeah. I'm just doing nothing.
okay. Yeah, don't do this.
Yeah.
It's like you only do this if you have threat of actually roaming,
Mhm.
right? But these people aren't even in lane.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? Like if you wanted to actually threaten something,
Mhm.
right? This is the lane that you wanted to hover, quote unquote,
Mhm.
if you wanted to actually impact the game, because this guy can actually be scared of you roaming,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So ideally you want to like do this and walk this way,
Mhm.
right? But if you were gonna ward, you'd ward down here
Mhm.
because you want to ward and lean to the side where your jungle is because you win 2v2,
Yeah.
right? This also matters as well. Like you want to know if you win 2v2.
Yeah.
And again, because he has no sums and he's a useless dog, you very much do win 2v2. So hovering on the side of your jungle is better if you win 2v2. Otherwise, you can ward this side and hover this side, as you don't want to induce 2v2s really.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I should. Yeah. Either ward or base. I mean, you're just doing nothing here.
You want to be very careful queuing on Silas because you
Mhm.
don't want to accidentally push the wave.
Mhm.
And again, you're playing very passive. Oh, for fuck's sake, why is it not locking on you? So do you see how this would be the same situation,
Yeah.
even if you based?
Yeah. I know. Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
could have potentially got a base off
Yeah.
and not even TP'd. Like you could have just walked.
Yeah. Exactly. Like instead of walking in the bush, I just
Y-
base
Yeah.
instantly, could get dark steel, and then come back with a freeze.
hmm And again, because you haven't warded, this is like a mega risky.
Mhm.
If this guy literally was paying attention, he'd kill you.
Yeah.
You're literally dead right now if this guy's paying attention
Mm.
because you
Yeah.
eat forward.
Yeah. Yeah. And if I warded, I would have seen it.
hmm
But he didn't come. He just went down.
So right now, when he's on this HP, this is a good time to base and use that TP advantage as well.
Mhm. I yeah. What I was thinking here was it's pushing into me, so I don't want it. I don't want to push it back, so I'm just last hitting. But I guess yeah,
Yeah, that's exactly.
base TP with item and HP. Also.
I mean, if you can kill him without it, it's fine. Okay, perfect. Okay, well, you would just not push this wave though. If you're smart, you really just base instantly. Okay, please stop hitting. Oh, it's
Yeah,
painful.
I think I spoke. Yeah,
Oh, it's very painful. Okay,
yeah. I
you
think I
literally
spoke
just
the
lose.
phase
Like,
right. Yeah,
you can just win the game, by the way.
yeah.
Like, I don't think you understand. If you kill this guy
Mhm.
here, and then you just walk, you can probably kill the cannon because the cannon was low enough, but you
Yeah,
just walk back here and then you base,
yeah,
and the wave is still pushing to you, the game is completely over.
Yeah.
Because now the guy literally can never even walk into XP range. He'll
Yeah.
be level 4 for the next 4 minutes.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah.
And this is like the very like obviously you're still winning lane, right?
Yeah.
But the difference that I always notice, like let's say for example I'm boosting an account, right?
Mm.
The difference between a plat player playing in like bronze and like me playing in bronze is when the plat player is playing in bronze, he'll be like 4-0, right? And he'll be
Yeah.
like 70 CS at 10 minutes, which is good. He's winning the lane. But the oh shit, what the fuck was that? But the enemy ADC will be 0-4, but he'll also be like 55 CS.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he'll have the same XP, like be level 7
Yeah.
or something, right? The difference is I'll be like 4-0, 90 CS, but the enemy will literally be 20 CS.
Mm.
That is like the biggest difference between what like being good at the game and understanding the game and like just being slightly better. Because if you're slightly better, they kind of remain the same level as you. You don't build as much level
Mm.
leads, and level leads in League are way, way, way more important than people give it credit for. Because if you treat levels as if you gain like 800 gold, that's actually what it is
Yeah.
in terms of base stats,
Mm-hmm.
right? So think about how much more important it is to have a couple of levels on top of someone than just gold,
Mm.
right? So if I'm 2 levels up, I'm technically 1600 gold up.
Yeah.
Even if we're equal CS, I'm 1600 gold up, right?
Yeah.
Think about how much more impactful that is compared to like just being like 300 gold from a kill.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like this scenario is just something where you can completely break the game, and this guy will end up being 0-5 level 4 and completely not be able to play the game for literally the next 25 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's likely what you're going to do is you're going to push it, freeze it. He's going to be scared now because you've killed him once, and it's going to get stuck in this spot, like right here.
Mm.
I can almost guarantee it's going to get stuck right here. This is like the
Yeah.
classic.
I think he doesn't freeze, but yeah, if he was better, then he would have frozen this and not allowed me to break it and have it push back.
Obviously, you push, you base. Maybe it's going to go neutral state. Let's have a look. It's pretty good that the wave kind of stalls here. The issue is you wasted TP as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
You should hold that TP now because the
Mm.
wave is pushing back towards you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I just waste TP and just look at him. I don't really do anything with it.
Exactly. Like there's zero reason for the TP because the wave stalled, right?
Yeah.
And you already knew this. Like this is information you already know.
Yeah.
So like when you're basing, right? All you want to see like is if these front minions get stuck here.
Yeah.
Okay, see how they're like stuck and they auto a couple of times?
Mm-hmm.
Now that automatically, without him touching the wave, it's going to push to you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like literally, nothing he can do will stop the wave pushing back to you.
Yeah.
Right? So now you already know that you don't need to TP the moment you see this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. I think TPing like earlier, like you said, would have just been way better instead of.
I mean, if you can get the kill, like, and be confident that you're going to kill him, I just would have assumed that the Vladimir would play a bit better and
Mm.
not die. But
Yeah. Yeah.
that's me giving him more credit than he probably deserves. hmm Right now, you need to play extremely aggressively. So what you should have done when you TP'd, by the way, is go on ward.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because you sat there and watched him,
Yeah. Exactly.
right? Like, so there's no reason not to have warded. But you're doing it anyway, which is correct. Like, the thing is, what you're doing is correct, but you're not just taking the steps to actually prevent, like, bad counterplay,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right? You're understanding and you feel strong, right? So you do want to play aggressive. That is correct.
Yeah.
But you're not doing the prerequisites for yourself to play aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I like, for example, if I toggle your vision right now, right? Oops, sorry, your red side.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see anything.
Both sides of you is completely black,
Yeah.
right? And you're look at where you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? Like like with full vision, obviously, it makes it look different.
Mm.
But you're just playing completely blind and hoping. This is like a type of play where you're just hoping that the enemy team does not respond correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the same. It was the same previously.
Yeah, earlier. Yeah. Yeah.
On like your level 3 trade or whatever, you did the same thing where you didn't ward, and if he was paying attention, he would literally walk up here and kill you, or blow your flash or whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But you're having the correct idea of like when you should be fighting. Like this is an actually good time to fight.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the problem. The problem is you haven't taken the steps to allow yourself to fight,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And sometimes this is why you'll have inconsistent gameplay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where sometimes you'll get really fed and sometimes you're in your face off. And all of it just depends on the fact whether the jungler is already
Yeah.
here or not.
Yeah. If the jungle's there or not. Yeah.
And he's like paying attention. Sometimes he'll pay attention, sometimes he won't, right? But that's like a. This is the reason why you like don't base it off the results, because even if you kill him here, it's bad to do,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
right? Because you haven't actually put down the vision and like understood why you can fight.
Yeah.
You're just fighting because you know you're stronger.
So if I ward bot side and can I still
hmm
fight him? Because I guess he could still also come from top side as well.
Sure, but you fight him from this direction,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then as soon as he comes, you walk down,
I see. Yeah. Yeah.
right? This is like another low thing that everyone does is like, let's say you see the jungler come out here
Yeah.
right now as you're fighting. Which way would you walk?
Um. I guess you should walk down or like in a straight line
Exactly.
away from
You
him.
should walk this way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What everyone does is walk like this and then die
Yeah.
or get their flash blown, etc.
Yeah.
Right? So you should always like if let's say you ward here and you know he's not here,
Yeah.
right? You should hover and fight from the bot side. And then if he shows up here, you always walk down and out of vision. Why do you do this? There's a very specific reason.
Um.
Well, technically there's two reasons, but there's one major reason and one minor reason.
Is one of them? I guess you hover the side where your jungler is, so they can come help if needed.
Well, yeah, it's not even about where your jungler is.
Oh, okay.
So like like this does matter to a degree, but that's not like the reason we do this.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ward here, right? Why is it that we walk downwards instead of back to the tower? What are the like two reasons?
Well, if you walk back to the tower, you're kind of helping him close the distance.
Yeah, correct. So that's the minor reason. Obviously, this distance is shorter than this distance. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. What's the other reason?
Um. I don't know really. I mean,
Okay. If you walk into here, right? It's fog of war. They can't actually chase you.
oh,
If they chase you, it's just as likely that the jungler is right here.
oh, okay, okay.
Right? The same reason why you're scared of the bushes is the
Yeah.
same reason they're going to be scared of the bushes.
Mm-hmm.
Unless your jungler is literally on vision, like let's say he's doing a gank, this won't work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Right? But if he's not doing a gank, they literally can think, oh, if I walk in this bush, I'm going to die.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if they are bronze and they do just walk in the bush,
Mm-hmm.
you just ping your jungler, and this guy can literally just walk down here, and as they face check you, they just both die.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
But in majority of elos, when you walk into the bush, people will just stop chasing you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Even if your jungler is not there, even if he's like literally farming raptors or something,
Yeah.
they just won't chase you into the bush because fog of war is very scary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's dead, right?
Yeah.
I think he's dead. Okay, perfect. Okay. What are you doing?
I think I'm walking top side right now.
Why?
Because I saw the Garen and Cassandra was fighting and his wave was pushed in.
Okay.
To Garen's side.
What do you think is a better play?
I could take plate. I mean, he's
No.
7 seconds. Oh, yeah. I mean,
What is the best play to do? So like obviously yes, you can roam here,
Mm-hmm.
right? What is the likelihood that you kill this Cassante?
Um, I think if I remember correctly, I did look at the play and he was like low, but I guess I kind of underestimated because I think the Garen dies here. We'll want to go fight him.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm. Because he's level 6, level 5.
yeah, so I think
And that means
ideally,
he can turn on you as well, by the way. He would literally
yeah,
one tap your fat ass.
yeah.
Okay.
I guess I should have
So,
based then.
yeah, so you should. No, it's not base.
Oh, it's not base.
No.
Okay, so in my mind, like there was two choices I saw. One, take plate. Two,
Mm-hmm.
uh, try get the Cassante. Yeah, in the moment, I chose to try and get the Cassante.
Mm-hmm. What about like just walking here, warding this, and then proxying the next wave?
Oh no, I didn't. I never would have thought of that. No.
Why would we want to do this potentially?
So I guess the point of proxying a wave is like you're kind of killing it even before it comes to your lane, so you have like a lot of more
Mm-hmm.
time than before.
Exactly. Exactly. And why do we want to do this?
Because obviously Vlad is dead. I mean, we don't know where the Yu
Yeah, and
is.
what level did Vlad die at?
Yeah, he was five. He was five.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So for now, what you should know is if you don't kill people, um, when they're level 7 or above,
Mhm.
they can always get to lane on one wave,
Mhm. Oh, okay.
right? So he's only going to miss this, and he'll be
Mhm.
back for the next wave at neutral state, right? So that means you literally have how many seconds? About 15 seconds, right? Until this
Mhm.
all dies. And then the wave will be neutral, and Vladimir will be in the wave, right?
Mhm.
Be able to collect the wave. So to punish him the most, and for yourself to get a proper base,
Yeah.
right, where you aren't basing and giving him like, because right now, even if you channeled your base, he would get to lane before you.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
So like he's been like you literally just killed him. He will get to base before you, even if you slam base right now.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Because he's obviously up in seven, and I have to
Hmm.
spend 10 to
And
go
you
back.
have to start, yeah. And normally you have to like walk to a safer spot. Like to be honest, you can just base like literally where you're standing if you wanted
Mhm.
to,
Mhm.
but that like takes discipline as well to like understand that you can just base. And what happens if like the jungler fucking walks in and just cancels your base like an idiot?
Yeah.
It's pretty annoying or whatever, right? So the thing why I'm saying that you can proxy is number one, let's say you proxy.
Mhm.
Normally, what that does is causes the jungler to come,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If the jungler comes, he's going to eat not just this wave, but also the next wave.
Mhm.
So it succeeds in doing what we want in terms of denying this guy as much XP as possible,
I see. I see.
right?
Yeah.
If he doesn't come and collect that wave, when you proxy and you kill the next wave, it gives you a proper base timer.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
A base timer in which you can actually base and get back to lane before the lane is fucked, right?
Yeah.
Before you lose some XP. You literally lose 0 XP if you proxy a wave,
Mhm. Yeah.
right?
So
Because
yeah, I thought like pushing this
once
wave was enough, but I guess yeah, it's not because he like
yeah,
if he
this is why
goes.
it especially matters in top lane and bot lane.
Mhm.
But yeah, even in mid lane, if you can get a timer where you can proxy, it's very good. It's very
Mhm.
nice.
Mhm.
And I would 100% gone for the proxy here because I don't think that I'm ever killing this Cassante champion, and this bot lane doesn't look that gankable because it's Caitlyn Karma.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to be honest, I'm probably not roaming much this game. The only person I really want to kill is these two.
Mhm.
Everyone else seems basically unkillable to me.
Mhm.
Right? So I'm going for like lane kingdom and making this guy be the most behind I possibly can because that matters the most, as well as this guy, to be honest. Right?
Mhm.
Because these are the two late game champions anyway. So putting these guys down is actually going to make me win.
Mhm. Mhm.
Right? The thing is, let's say for example, this guy is like getting shit on. Garen will still scale. Garen will still hit level 11 and beat this guy in a 1v1. So it literally doesn't matter. Even if this Cassante like solo kills Garen like 3 times, helping him doesn't make that much of a difference because all you have to do is get to like 25 minutes and Garen's going to solo kill him anyway.
Mhm.
Right? And then obviously you have like Lux. Like this lane does matter somewhat, but the likelihood of you being able to influence it is not that high.
Mhm.
So your specific influence is going to be on these two. and that's what you should play for. Obviously, that takes a lot of game understanding
Yeah,
as well.
yeah,
And I don't expect you to have like the best idea of exactly what the best like way to play it is. Normally though, it's very simple to like understand if you can kill someone or not. If it's like a dash champion ADC plus enchanter, that lane is nigh ungankable,
hmm
right? Unless you have a proper engaged support. Let's say this is like this, but obviously it's meant to be here.
yeah, yeah,
Um, let's say this is like Leona Ash.
hmm
Then it becomes gankable,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Lux Ash, not really gankable until after 6, to be honest, because this is the only thing that's going to be reliable CC.
yeah, exactly.
Most Luxes in low elo are going to miss every single skill, so let's just not even pretend like she's going to hit something. I don't really want to like 50-50 coin flip my lane, so. Anyway, so you would be like smashing this wave right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And if we look at Vision, this guy's on Dragon, so he wouldn't have stopped it, and then you would have got a proper base.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And these minions would also die, and it would be pushing back to you, and you would lose 0 XP.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Yeah, I think I killed Cassante base, so I must have lost like at least a couple minions.
Well, we'll be able to tell, no? So we're going to lose at least one.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah,
I'll just hold it here. Okay, well, this guy is just like literally bronze, because he should just kill this next wave, and then you would lose the entire wave, by the way. Yeah, you would literally lose the entire wave.
yeah, yeah,
So you are getting bailed out by this guy being bad. Because if he just one-shot this wave, you would lose
yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, probably 5, if not 6, if not 7 minions.
Yeah, that's like almost 2 waves.
Yeah, exactly. So even though you got the kill, do you see how
Yeah,
it doesn't benefit you? The only way it would benefit you is if the Garen spawned and
yeah,
ran
the Garen
mid,
mid.
but
Yeah,
then you're now stuck in top lane.
yeah, at low
Right? Do
HP.
you see how like this all of this doesn't really help that much?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Right? And the only reason you're getting rewarded is because this guy has actual brain damage. Right?
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
if this guy was playing for himself like he should be because he is the late game AP bruiser,
yeah,
right? Like literally he's playing Vladimir and he's not playing for XP.
yeah,
Like this guy has no idea what he's doing. But if he did have an idea of what he's doing, he's one shot this wave and then you would lose all of this XP and
yeah,
then you would
yeah,
be the same level as him again.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Right? Like he'd be level 6, you'd be like barely level 7, etc.
yeah,
Right? And then he can proxy an extra wave and then maybe get a base in, for example.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Right? Or it would get stuck under here and the cannon wave would push back and then you would lose everything. Right?
yeah,
All of these things will happen. Like one of these things will happen. Right? So it's extremely bad, all because like you don't value your own lane.
yeah,
Right? Even though you helped him, does it help you properly? No, not really.
yeah,
Right? And you always should be focusing on yourself because honestly, do you really want to help this guy that's already losing? No, not really.
yeah. Yeah, he's basically in the same situation I am in mid lane, but the opposite.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay.
Yeah, I think I lose. Yeah,
2, 3,
most of the way.
4, 5, 6,
I got disconnected.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right? So you missed 10 loads of XP. Okay, and now what are you doing? Why? Why are you moving? Why?
I can't see the screen. Can you restart the stream?
Oh yeah, sure.
I don't know what happened.
Not a problem. So we lost 10 full minions of XP and gold, and we got
I still
and
can't.
we missed
I'm
like
gonna
12.
I'm gonna rejoin. I got 1 sec. I can't see.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I can see now.
Okay, perfect. So obviously, we lost 10 full minions of XP.
Yeah, yeah,
We lost 12 minions so far of gold,
yeah,
right? 12 and counting, by the way.
yeah,
So, like, even though you're moving for this shit, it's kind of omega pointless.
yeah,
Like, I hate this.
yeah.
Like, even if you get this kill, unless you have, like, Dark Seal, it's very, like, kind of meh.
Mhm.
Doesn't actually matter.
Yeah, just
Like,
yeah.
to me, you know what's 10 times better?
Mhm.
Is if this guy is over here, low HP, and you're pushing the wave in.
Mhm.
Why? Because then you will just dive him, he will lose how many minions?
Yeah, yeah,
What's more valuable, right?
yeah. Pushing the wave
You
in.
see how even if you roam and you get these kills, like, it's kind of meh
Mhm.
comparative to, like, getting EXP.
Yeah,
Because EXP matters the most, especially with these champions. Like, if this was like Kale mid, Oriana mid, etc., denying XP is so important for like stopping scaling,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
Like it's like always treat like enemy like mages as if they're Kassadin, right? And the why I say that is because you don't want them to get to level 16, right?
Mhm.
So anything you can do to delay them is very good. Same thing for like Kale,
Mhm.
Vladimir, Oriana, Azir, etc., right?
Mhm.
So because like you're roaming, although this might feel good, and potentially like killing this one guy is fine. To be honest, I still wouldn't care. I would actually just fucking shove my wave before I even look to move.
Yeah, yeah.
Like to me, I literally wouldn't even pay attention to this and until I shove my wave.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of people would also be the same. Like if you had another like high elo mid laner look at this,
Mhm.
he would always just say, "I'm not moving if my wave is like this, because I will lose so fucking much
Mhm.
if I move and something bad happens." Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
always like prioritize yourself is basically what I'm saying.
yeah.
Because now we can keep counting. We've lost 14 CS so far,
Yeah.
15 CS, 16 CS, 17,
Yeah.
18,
Yeah, so basically
19.
a kill, but obviously the XP is worth more. I lost a lot of XP.
20, 21. Now we're finally in lane again. So we lost 21 CS and XP,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So while it must feel good to like get the kill, do you understand how important it is? Like
Yeah,
so even if like the average is like 24 gold or whatever, right?
yeah,
Like 21, that is basically like what, 450, some shit like that.
yeah,
Like it's a lot of fucking gold,
yeah, yeah,
right? And the worst part is this guy's now going to collect all of this.
yeah,
So he's going to get rewarded, and he's going to be probably level 7.5
yeah,
in a lane where he should be at least 2.5 levels down,
yeah, yeah,
right? Because he's completely griefed the game like multiple times,
yeah,
but he's still in the game. Why is this guy even remotely in the game? By the way, like it shouldn't be possible.
yeah, exactly.
Like this should not be possible, right? Because he's about to get like to 40 CS. He's going to be only 12 CS down.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if I should have been like at least 70 by now.
Okay, like this guy just can't CS, but the point remains. And now you're doing it again. If this
Yeah,
Vladimir is human, he just shoves the wave.
yeah,
Do you see how like all of these roams are not calculated? They're like emotional roams.
hmm
Like you're doing this emotionally, not like calculated.
yeah. I think
This is fine if you want to just go stand in this bush,
yeah,
right? If you want to go stand in this bush and then you decide like, okay, I'm gonna hover him, see if like my Kane, for example, if Kane like goes through this wall over here, then you can roam because it's like closer.
hmm
But you don't want to walk all the way and then potentially nothing happen,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
right? Like you can pan your camera, just have a look, see what's actually gonna happen.
yeah. I think my
Instead,
reasoning is like I'm so strong. Like we should be fighting any fight where I'm in. We should be winning. So I'm trying to
Sure,
move
but
to
now
the
look
lane.
what's happening.
Yeah,
Look at how much time you're wasting. If this
yeah,
Vladimir is shoving mid, what happens?
yeah,
Right? Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
And then you instantly go in. You have no idea where he is.
yeah,
What happens if he just comes? He's full HP, bro.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like you're not like thinking.
yeah,
You're just doing what feels good. And I understand that completely. Like don't get me wrong. I know this is a definitely hard concept to get used to of like understanding how and why to push your lead,
mm-hmm.
right? Because you're just like basically doing things purely out of like habit,
Yeah,
basically. This is like autopiloting and you're just feeling like I'm stronger so I just want to fight,
yeah, yeah,
right? You're not actually thinking, okay, how do I leverage my lead into like actually helping the game,
yeah, yeah,
right? Because although you've killed a lot of people, you haven't really like succeeded and like pushing an advantage at all,
yeah,
right? Like you haven't put vision down a single time, for example.
mm-hmm.
I don't think you've warded once, to be honest.
Yeah,
Like I can't remember you actually warding yet. And it's been 9 minutes in the game and you've had prio the entire time, right?
yeah,
Does that like that doesn't make sense even when I say it out loud, right? Like
yeah,
it
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
seem like there's another time when you can proxy the wave.
yeah,
And proxy in the wave brings the Yi here, like I said,
yeah,
which is very good. You can auto once and then base. Perfect. It should just leave. Yep, just leave. And they just inted for no reason, but whatever.
yep,
You can ping your jungler to take your wave as well.
mm,
Fine. Like you should ping your jungler to take this because it'll help him get back in the game with
yeah.
XP.
Yeah, also, I want to ask because I went Lich Bane because I felt like I needed more damage because I was winning early. But I know Rocket Belt is usually what you should do.
Yeah, you can go Lich Bane. It's fine. Rocket Belt does help because the like. Why do you think Rocket Belt is very good here? I'm gonna like let you understand why it's good.
Hmm. I mean, I
Your
definitely
critical thinking skills are on display now,
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
let's think about it logically.
No,
Why
because
would we want Lich Bane versus Rocket Belt?
I do remember thinking this because, like, after Lich Bane, I do go back and buy Rocket Belt because I had a hard time getting onto people, especially the Caitlyn and even the Vlad at some point, because he has Ghost.
Hmm.
So then
Hmm.
I go buy Rocket Belt second item for more engage,
Sure,
essentially.
sure. It is more mobility, yes. What is the other things that you can like see just like from these five champions?
Um, well, I guess Cassante and Vlad will have a lot of HP, and then the other three are squishy, but um, they have a lot of ways to stop me from trying to trying to fight them
Okay.
essentially.
When I'm saying this,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the time you can split identities of comps and fights
Mm-hmm.
into longer than 5 seconds
Mm-hmm.
or shorter than 5 seconds, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you look at this comp,
Yeah.
how long do you think the fight will be?
It's gonna be
Shorter or longer than 5 seconds?
no, it's definitely gonna be a longer one, especially if it's
Why
Cassandra.
will it be longer than 5 seconds?
Well, it depends who I'm fighting, I guess. Um,
Really? Does it? Think about it logically. If you're fighting this guy, definitely longer than 5 seconds.
mm-hmm.
This guy has W, can't kill him through W. It's going to take longer than 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
This guy has W, has insane healing, going to be longer than 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
This person has trap, heal, flash, etc., etc., etc.
I see.
Always going to have like multiple dashes. Fight's going to be longer than 5 seconds. This person, mantra E, the entire team makes the fight even longer. right?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you see how if you look at the champions, you can tell that the fights are going to be extended fights,
Mm-hmm.
right? What does Lichbane give?
Um,
What is the identity of Lichbane?
um,
If you were to say class it as an item, is it a burst item?
yeah, it's
Is
definitely
it a
burst. Yeah,
sustained damage? Okay, so it's a burst item,
yeah,
right? You're playing burst into what?
yeah. I guess yeah, but burst into long fights.
Yes, exactly. So you're playing the wrong item in the wrong game,
Mm-hmm.
right? Do you see how like it only takes like 5 seconds to actually understand this though,
Yeah,
and you can answer it. Like I don't really have to answer this for you,
yeah, yeah,
right? If I make you think about it, you can tell me the answer. This is not hard to do,
yeah.
right? I'm just giving you like the blueprint for what you should actually be thinking about during your games, right? This is how I teach most people now because I feel like it's a very succinct way for people to get to thinking about how fights actually work,
Yeah,
right? Is like longer or shorter than 5 seconds, right?
yeah.
If it's shorter than 5 seconds, right? Let's say this is Timo and this is fucking like, I don't know, insert any fucking assassin jungler, some bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
right? And this is like Zed and this is fucking like Ash and this is I don't know, like
Like,
some sort of fucking engage that has like one rotation, like Rel or some shit,
mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
If they're all squishy and have nothing to like delay fights, like no Zonya, no etc. etc. etc.,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then going Lichbane is always going to be good,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because then the fight turns out that either you win in 5 seconds or lose in 5 seconds,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
You understand? Like because if you can burst one person, then you're automatically going to win. Like it's like it's a battle of who bursts who first,
yeah.
right? Obviously, in some of those games, you can actually build defensively, and then it gives you a different win condition. But we don't have to really talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
The idea is that you understand like what items is going to be successful,
Mm-hmm.
right? So this is like more of like a proto belt into like Leandri's game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or proto belt into like Riftmaker. That will make you insanely useful. Let's say you go proto belt Riftmaker Leandri's, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
These three items will make you the unkillable Demon King.
I was gonna say like if it's not Lichbane, then I usually go Protobelt Cosmic and then Zonia's.
Yeah, that's just as good. Protobelt Cosmic is just as good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just giving you examples
I see. I see. Yeah, yeah.
of like items. Like I think Riftmaker is very good this game
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because it is literally going to make you unkillable. To be honest, I think the best build will be Proto into Riftmaker.
Oh, I see. I see.
Um,
No, I would.
but like
I would have thought.
that's like very nuanced, but
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter. My point is that you want bruiser items,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
not one shot items, because you're not going to one shot anyone anyway,
I see. Yeah.
right? That doesn't mean you can't build AP. Like you can still get Rabadons, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But you get Rabadons surrounded by other bruiser items,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. If you want HP and haste.
Mm-hmm. I know we're watching bot lane, but this is just like an example of how long fights are going to be lasting,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Like how many shields and heals and bullshit they're going to have.
Yeah.
You also don't have any items to make yourself one shot someone. I mean ultimates, right?
Mm.
Like you literally have all dog shit ultimates, other than maybe Vladimir ult is okay,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still like a delayed burst. It's not like an upfront burst, so it doesn't suit your item,
Yeah.
right? Like Leandri's and Riftmaker like profit very highly off of like Hemoplague because you're in the fight for a long time, right? You stack the passives, etc.,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right? The passive on Lichbane doesn't work with like long fights, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you can get rotations of out of the Sheen proc or whatever, but the idea behind the item is to actually one shot someone, is to add burst to your combo.
Yeah. 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 I think it was good to play here even though I transition and then the Yukon.
This is good.
I wasted my W as well.
Oh, you wasted your E and W and everything. Oh.
Yeah.
You should just keep running, by the way, when the guy is inside you,
Yeah.
because it
Yeah,
drags
yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah. In fact, I should have probably E towards tower and then tried
Hmm.
to fight him.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah, that was so bad because I knew it was bad because I just had to waste TP and had to step into lane. And I didn't even get the plate either.
Oh, your first ward of the night. Not bad,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
12 minutes.
Yeah, I think I see my Ash trying to fight and then move down.
Hmm.
But I guess, yeah, I think
Obviously, you want to play slowly on this fight. I would have probably shoved mid first as well.
yeah, I think I died there.
Yeah, again, you're dying because you have Lich Bane.
Yeah,
You have Protobelt, you don't die there, but
yeah,
that's besides the point. You should have pushed before you moved anyway.
yeah.
These are just very simple macro things, right? Like, if you push, like, there's no harm done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
There's
yeah, yeah.
literally zero harm done to pushing this wave and then going down here. Right? To be honest, I would push this wave and take the first tower gold because
Yeah.
I'm greedy and I want guaranteed like leverage.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to trade one dragon for the first tower. Like I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like if I'm playing solo queue, I'm taking that trade every single time. Because again, I want to extend my lead and my influence over the game. Like I want all the gold to be in my pocket, not in someone else's.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So even though this potentially is a winning fight, who gives a fuck? Like
Mm-hmm.
this is guaranteed gold on myself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I wasn't really sure what to do. I'm like walking in the middle
Mm-hmm.
of mid and bot. Just because of the wave.
Well, again, like yeah, okay. Honestly, at this point, I think you've made enough roaming mistakes that
Yeah.
this is like your key learning of like the next thing is to prioritize
Mm-hmm.
your wave. Like you need to keep pushing this
Mm-hmm.
before you move, right? You have a horrible habit of moving to things without having your wave in a correct position.
Mm-hmm.
Be very, very, very intentional with your movement in League of Legends.
Mm-hmm.
So before you move to any plays, you need to make sure that your wave itself is good. That is how you're going to consistently climb elo instead of like coin flipping, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because to me, any type of play like this where you're roaming without like your mid being pushed, it's very coin flippy, and I don't like it, right? You don't want to induce volatility into your climbing,
Mm-hmm.
right? Let's say I play 100 games, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
200 games a season, or 300, right? What do you think is going to be more consistent? Do you think playing lane and always being strong in 100 out of 100 games is going to make me win more games, right? Or is being super duper fed in 10 out of 100 going to matter,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Because in the same feeling that you may have 20 kills in these 10 out of 100 games, you're also going to have games like 10 out of 100 times where you're just going to inch your fucking face off and be like 15 levels down when you roam all the time,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So do you see how like these two cancel out and then everything else is just like a 50-50, right? So now
Yeah.
you can see that you've had no influence at all on any of your games, win or lose, right? You're leaving it up to the gods,
Mm-hmm.
basically,
Yeah, and also
right?
if my laner was better, he would have.
Yeah, he would be back in the game. Like
Yeah,
if
exactly.
you're laning versus someone good, like he would literally be back in the game,
Yeah.
right? So do you see how like what you need to value is consistent gameplay,
Yeah.
right? Always doing the correct things well is so much more important all the way up until like Grandmaster.
Mm. Yeah.
People do not do things consistently well until literally Grandmaster Plus. They will not do the basics. You will see people coin flip roam even in Master. Like they will still do this. They will still do this exact play, but it's just not good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I think at this point, like honestly, I'm not sure how like interested you are in like maybe getting better like macro late game, but like this is gonna take like a lot of fixing anyway.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we can go through like the macro and stuff if you'd like,
Yeah,
but
I think I messed up like a lot of team fighting at the end, like when it was like 5v5 or like 4v4, like I kept dying.
Mhm.
I wasn't really impacting. Like I think that's obviously yeah, one reason is I'm not prioritizing like golden waves, and I think other reason I'm just like in team fights. Like I'm not sure what to do as like Silas or as like a
Yeah, well, you're probably not side laning. Is what my guess is going to be. Like you're probably getting drawn to the 5v5 where Vladimir is just stronger than you,
mhm,
right? Like in this game, you're just so much stronger in a side lane, no?
mhm,
Like if you have to like okay, let's say for example you take this person out of the game, you take this person out of the game. What's stronger? Right? Like it obviously helps a lot. Do you understand?
mhm.
Because like this is very impactful in a team fight.
Yeah, yeah.
As well as what's one thing that you have that this Vladimir doesn't? If you have complete side lane prio, like
I have
this is
TP.
the, yeah, exactly. So you can push and then create man advantage,
Yeah, yeah,
right? And that's all you want to do. Like you literally want to start pushing, take this tower and take this tower so that you can push all the way in. So Vladimir is stuck here and like you TP to a dragon fight,
mhm, yeah,
right? That is how you want to play the rest of the macro in this game. And the fact that you're mid also shows me that you have no idea what you're doing,
yeah,
right? Because at this point, there's no longer going mid,
mhm,
right? Like this Ash and Lux should be here,
yeah,
right? But you walking mid has caused them to walk down bot,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
right? Like you should be literally standing over here basing and then walking bot and pinging Ash to go mid,
yeah,
right? This is like very basic macro. And like obviously I would assume that you even know this. It's just that you're not doing it. Like I'm sure there's a billion fucking useless guides that tell you like
yeah,
after laning phase, bot lane goes mid. But the reason why people do this is because obviously it's better to leverage your side lane,
mm,
right,
yeah,
as the mid laner, and then you can roam to a fight.
yeah,
So you push down mid and then you roam to a fight. Let's say for example, Caitlyn and Karma stay here, right, and then you lose this tower. Normally, what that means is that you get mid tier 2
yeah,
or you get top tier 1, right? So even though you're trading a tower, you're still pushing the game forward, right? Like you're ending the game technically, right?
yeah,
That's the whole idea behind like it doesn't matter if you lose this tower because you're still pushing the game forward, like you're accelerating the game speed, right?
yeah,
To
yeah,
delay the game speed is for you to stay mid.
yeah,
All that does is extend the amount of time that you're going to be in the game. And why would you extend the amount of time you're going to be in the game versus this, and this,
yeah,
and this?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
To be honest, right? Like your comp doesn't really want the game to go on forever. The only person that really likes that is probably Garen. Garen does extremely like the game going quite late, but everyone else is going to just shred the Garen anyway. So in this game specifically, it doesn't actually matter.
yeah,
But do you see how like everyone doesn't know what they're doing now
yeah,
because like of what's happening, right? And Caitlyn's just getting free gold. The game is delaying. And now if you walk out of base and you go mid, like you're literally griefing the game.
yeah,
And then you
yeah,
TP too.
TP mid,
Oh
yeah.
my.
I think I TP because I saw
You
the Reaper, the Herald play.
sure, but you TP mid to watch them take your tower, no?
Yeah,
Because they're taking the tower regardless. Okay, well they're just literally griefing. I mean, this is good if they want to fight like idiots. Sure. Very good for you. Okay, now you should path straight top. Why?
yeah. I think I saw Caitlyn overextended. I think.
Why? Yeah, okay, who cares?
Yeah,
Does that accelerate the game? Does killing this extra person, like, do you see how all of your gameplay is focused on killing people?
yeah, yeah,
You need to start, like, understanding, okay, like, the way I also break up the game to help, this is, like, obviously not actually legit. It's more of like a general rule that you can get used to.
Mhm.
Is like for the first 7 minutes of the game
Mhm.
in League of Legends, the game is all about resources, resource gathering,
Mhm.
right? And that means golden XP.
Mhm.
So never sacrifice golden XP in the first 7 minutes ever to do anything. Doesn't matter what it is, even if it's a dragon at like 6 minutes or some bullshit. Doesn't matter. Never sacrifice resources, right? And that also means what is major objectives that give you gold in the first 7 minutes? That would be kills,
Yeah.
right? Because they give you the most like EXP and gold straight up,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So in the first 7 minutes, playing for kills is actually good. This is what people like don't like telling you. Like playing for kills is actually legitimate in the first 7 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Then between 7 and like 13 minutes, small objectives become more valuable. So that means plates, right?
Yeah.
And things like grubs, dragons. Dragons a bit less so, but mainly grubs and plates.
Mm.
And like things like blue buff and red buff invades and like camp invades, things like that. Smaller objectives,
Mhm.
right? Then from 14 minutes to like 20 minutes, it comes all about the bigger objectives, drag, etc. Right? You kind of want to play for drags and towers, right?
Mhm.
That's the timer. Then 20 minutes plus, it's the very large neutrals. So Baron and Elder
Mhm.
and Drag Soul, right?
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
Everything else doesn't matter, right? So even like towers don't really matter except for the side lane towers, like tier twos. Like tier twos are kind of fucking OP because it's like 700 gold,
Yeah.
right? So that's like in the same kind of tier. It's like a tier of itself because side tier twos are just disgusting. I think they upgraded tier two mid as well to give more gold now to balance it out. But yeah. So basically, that's like how you should think about the game logically during the game. You should like go, okay, like what kind of time it is. Okay, so 16 minutes. What kind of time does that mean? Okay, that means like medium level objectives. Like I want to be like focusing on getting towers,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Do you see how that makes sense? Like even just like with me explaining this, if we like take what I said, like 14 to 20 minutes is about like taking like any towers at
Yeah.
like medium level objectives like dragon. Okay, cool. So after you kill this person, why does killing Caitlyn matter? Because it doesn't, right?
Mm.
Because we just discussed that we shouldn't even give a fuck about that between like 14 and 20 minutes.
Mm.
Killing someone doesn't matter anymore, right?
Yeah.
So just walk top, push this wave in, and take the tower,
Yeah.
right? Do you see how like if I categorize it like that, it should give you a lot more
Yeah. Yeah. For
idea
sure. Yeah. Yeah.
and ways for you to play. Obviously, this is like super overgeneralized. But honestly, even if you took this rule literally at face value,
Mhm.
it would still put you in like Diamond 4.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
Like even with no context. If you only played like this for with no context at all and always played like, okay, it's like 7 to 13 minutes, I'm going to do this. It's 14 to 20 minutes, I'm going to do this. If you played like that religiously, it would still like put you in Diamond 4 in terms of macro,
Yeah.
right? So like obviously every situation is context based, but again, like literally all you had to do was walk top here and it would have given you all this XP and this. But finally Garen at least did it,
Yeah.
right? Because if you look at this, what does this matter?
Yeah.
I have a question, like does this matter?
Yeah.
And now you've wasted flash for no reason even though the person was dead, which is kind of also very bad.
Yeah.
Thankfully your Garen is like human being and TP top. But you just made him waste TP for no reason and now you
Yeah.
might not get Dragon Eye as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is good. Playing for this. Perfectly fine. Okay, can fast forward you killing dragon, sure. Okay, now you just need a base. Again, you're like pathing mid for no reason. This tower is basically dead. Why do we care about it? We don't.
Yeah.
What do we care about? Okay, what's the next neutral objective? You know what I mean? Like, you just need to go, okay, my TP is going to be up for the next neutral. I just need to be on the opposite side. So, obviously, the next neutral is probably going to be Dragon. Baron. So, just path down here.
Yeah.
Right? Even if you aren't going to get Baron on spawn, which you aren't, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
you're just not. Like, it doesn't make a difference. Like, the same idea applies, right? Like, you don't actually care. Instead, what are you doing?
It's just ARAM. Yeah.
Do you see how, like, you literally haven't got solo XP for about 15 minutes, and now we're playing for kills again? Okay, does this kill matter? What do we get off this kill?
Yeah. Nothing. It's just like.
Literally nothing, right? Absolutely nothing?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, so we split this kill 4 ways,
Yeah.
right? So literally no XP and like a bit of gold on Lux. Is that useful? No, not really. You got 50 gold for this and like no XP, right? Would you have gotten more gold and XP just walking bot?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so like, why does this matter? Does this matter? Does any of this matter? Okay, getting his flash matters a little bit, but oh, that guy could have outplayed you and probably killed you as well. And now you've died and given a shutdown. All in all, is this useful for you?
No, not really.
Or would it have just been better to go down here and collect how many minions? Probably 20?
Yeah. Again. Yeah.
You see what I mean?
It was like 2
Like,
ways.
yeah. So why are we playing team fight? Like, we're not playing like Call of Duty like kill confirmed, you know? Like,
Yeah.
this doesn't actually win us a game, so why do we care?
Yeah. Exactly.
We simply
Like,
just
if-
don't care. Like, it doesn't even matter. Like, cool, you're getting a bit of gold, like, whatever. But now I've just given Cassante another 600 gold. Why?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, we're going to kill all of these people. Great. What does that do?
Yeah. There's nothing to do after. Like, sure.
Like, we literally aren't. Like, sure, we just killed someone. Nice.
Yeah.
But, like, what? Cassante just got 2 kills. Okay, so we traded 4 for 2 in a completely winning game. Is that good?
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
4 for 2 with no objectives, and now, like, someone's going to go and clear side, etc.
Yeah.
Okay, you finally have gotten it through your head.
Yeah.
You have walked bot lane. That's your first level in about 5
Yeah.
minutes?
Yeah.
You were level 12 for literally 5 minutes, I think. And now we're TPing top to try and fight again.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. I think. Yeah. I think I saw
Why?
Garen fighting him, and then.
Okay, what does this mean? If you see Yi top here.
Yeah. I actually didn't even see E top. I only saw him after I TP'd. So yeah,
Okay, so why are you even TPing anyway? If you, like, who gives a fuck if these two kill each other? Like,
Yeah.
what does it do?
Yeah. It
Are
doesn't-
they gonna hit this tower? No. Are they gonna do Baron if Garen dies? Probably not.
Hmm.
Okay, so why do we care?
Yeah. I could have just tried to.
Okay,
Vladimir.
what will it mean though if you see Yi here?
If you see, I mean, it's lost. Like if you see you, like it's.
No,
we just
but
lose.
what does it mean for you? It means you get to push
Oh,
all the
if
way
I'm
up
bot lane.
here, and then
Okay,
you can
yeah.
fucking like flank on the mid lane, etc.
Yeah, yeah. If I'm bot lane, I see you top. Then yeah, it's just. I.
Exactly, you get to push the entire way down, and then like start fucking chipping down tower, or maybe like roaming mid and
Yeah,
killing
yeah, exactly.
mid 2v2, and then putting it into a Baron.
Yeah, I think it's
Do you
just
see what
that-
I mean? Like
Yeah.
all of these things are just like this is either emotional and or autopilot and or you're just playing however it feels good for you to play,
Yeah, I think it's just
right?
like I was like, yes, I'm fed. Like I need to like try and win fights. Like not really to get people or anything. And obviously, yeah, it's because of the sun.
But why is this Cassandra even strong, by the way? Think about it. Why is this guy strong?
Yeah, he got the shutdown off me.
Hmm.
And I think
Exactly.
Yeah,
Why did he get the shutdown off you? Because you're fighting for no reason.
yeah,
Do you see how all of this like snowballs? Like you're just literally griefing the game for no reason.
Yeah.
Like none of this needs to happen,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Like, and this is consistent, right? Like this like what the fourth or fifth time that you've done the same
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah. Exactly.
right? Like you haven't done a single correct macro decision for like
Yeah.
the entire game, basically, right? And I'm not even like beginning to talk about like your small micro like
Mhm.
issues. Like I haven't gone over any micro, right? I've gone over very simple like rules and fundamentals of the game. Why? Because obviously that's going to give you the most reward in
Yeah.
terms
Yeah.
of like
For sure.
actually improving, right? Like if I focus on like, okay, you need to like auto this creep one more time and then fucking like dash in, attack this guy once, then kite back so that you can like pull the aggro, etc. Like none of that actually matters compared to you just like stopping griefing for no reason,
Yeah.
just making
Yeah.
the simple decisions correctly, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like all of this is just like headless. Like this is like what I call like headless chicken gameplay. You know, like you're just like fucking running wherever you see a fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you've literally run to every single fight for the last like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like anytime someone fights, you just run there. Okay, why are you here?
I think I was trying to fight dragons.
But like,
Yeah. The wave bot lane. Yeah. And like this Vlad, by the way,
isn't it
like
best
he
sad that
shouldn't
this
even.
Vlad starts just yeah, he shouldn't even be in the game, but
Yeah.
is he in the game?
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
see
If
what
I
I
played,
mean? Like,
if I played like the stuff like the proxy and like trying to yeah, but it's essentially these decisions like basically meant that now he's basically as useful as I am, even though he shouldn't be.
yeah, exactly. Because you're playing 5v5s and things like that. Like you're just making him more useful than you for no reason.
Yeah,
Like it's not like he's done anything specific,
yeah,
right? Like these people have not played specifically well to like keep you out of the game, right?
yeah,
It's purely on your own decision making that has kept you from being the biggest impact in this game,
yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah,
Because do you know what like a high elo player would do, right? The difference would be is a high elo player at this point of the game,
mm-hmm,
instead of being like this, they'll be like 7-0 with 210 CS and level 17,
mm-hmm, yeah,
right? They will literally be like level like 16, 17 right now at 24 minutes because of how strong and accelerated they would have been,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
right? Like literally 23 minutes, they will have 210 CS minimum
yeah,
because of how lane went and things like that, right? Comparatively, you're 130 CS,
yeah,
right? That's to putting an example the difference between these decisions and what it actually results in,
yeah, yeah,
right? While you are still strong in the game, you are again you're so far behind in XP, which is like let's say for example you're 5 levels behind, 5 times like 750. That's like that's not even like a generous amount, by the way. It's
yeah,
actually more than that, but like even putting it that way, 5 times 750, 1,500, 3,000, 4,500 gold
yeah,
or whatever, right? 3,750 gold,
yeah,
right? Just in levels,
yeah,
purely just in levels, right? So think about how much stronger you would be, as well as you would probably have 210 CS,
yeah,
which if you want to calculate the gold on that, obviously it's going to be more, right? So you're probably going to be like 14k gold,
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
as well as probably have more towers. Like you would probably have this tower or this tower, right? Which is another 700 gold,
yeah,
right? You will literally be 4 items, if not 5 items,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
And these are all things that honestly, it's not that hard to fix. Like it's not super convoluted and like a deep gameplay analysis. All it takes is just a little bit more discipline and intention in your gameplay, right?
yeah, yeah, for
Okay,
sure. Yeah,
I'm going to start pushing my waves before I move. I'm going to make sure that every single time I move, it's on my terms. I'm not getting pulled by the game. Like, I'm not looking at the map, and just because someone's fighting, I'm moving, right?
yeah,
You're being very, very intentional. I cannot even look at this fight. I don't really give a fuck about this fight. unless I know that my lane is in a good way,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And by the way, 1 out of 100 games, you will lose the game because of that.
Yeah.
Or like maybe 5 out of 100, right? Where because you didn't move, you didn't win. And if you did move, you might have won these 5 games,
Yeah.
right? So
But
there are going to be games where you feel like because you didn't move, you lost the game, and everyone started inting and they fucking raged at you and said blah blah blah. Why aren't you moving your lane? Blah 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 blah.
yeah.
Like all this bullshit, right? The issue is you're going to win 20 games because you didn't move,
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
right? So in these 5 games where you said, oh, but if I moved, my fucking Kane wouldn't have entered and mean 0-7, and I feel like I would have won that game.
Yeah.
You're right. You would have won that game. You would have won that 5 out of 100 games,
Yeah.
right? Because you did move. The issue is people don't quite understand that you're losing 20 games to win these 5 games.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the trade-off, right?
Yeah.
This is what like a lot of low elo people get trapped in this mindset of caring about these 5 games, where this 5 games it feels very terrible not to move,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And like, don't get me wrong, I understand completely. Obviously, everyone will feel like shit when you go, I literally couldn't win this game, right? Everyone feels like shit in games where you legitimately can't win,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The issue is you have to have like the understanding that you trade those fucking 5 games for these 20 games where you solo win the game,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Because then you have like a 60% win rate instead of being 50% win rate in gold.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah. No, for sure. I was like, as I said, I used to play Yone, and I used to play this playstyle of like perma splitting, like never group, like only CS, like, and then I felt frustrated because of these games where I was top lane and then my my teammates like a dragon fight or something.
Hmm.
Um, Even though it's 4v4 and then they all die and then I just lose because I can't
And then
farm.
you lose the game. Exactly. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I understand completely. Like, yeah, it's demotivating, but like you have to understand that certain times, like, it's just luck of the draw.
Yeah.
Literally just luck of the draw. Like the game of League is not completely like luck independent, right?
Yeah.
There is an element of luck in League of Legends where like your teams are just better, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
Right? The difference is the better you get, the more you minimize luck's impact on the game
Yeah.
because you're making correct decisions every single time.
Yeah.
Right? There's a
That's
reason
the biggest
challenger
thing.
players get 100% win rates in low elo.
Yeah.
Right? It's possible. It's very, very possible. Right? Most of the time they do it duo, by the way, because like for example, when I boost in fucking gold, sometimes I lose.
Mhm.
Sometimes I lose twice in a row in gold.
Mhm.
Right? Does that make me not a challenger player? No, of course not. It's just sometimes that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
Right? Over the course of like boosting though, I'd probably have a 90% win rate.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's better
It's
to
just that
trade.
if you hyper focus on that small like 10% where like let's say I have 3 losses in a row randomly, right, in low elo,
Yeah.
it's completely irrelevant, right? Because if you zoom out and think about the game as a whole, if as long as you're playing correct League of Legends, you're just going to win,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And in this game, this is a very good example of you playing very, very poor fundamental League of Legends and it coming back to bite you in the ass,
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah.
right?
As you will see, like this Vlad, he shouldn't even be able to impact the game if I play properly.
Yeah,
Um.
exactly. He should be forced to match you inside the entire game, by the way. And if he's not forced to match you, you know who is forced to match you?
Texante, yeah.
Yeah, and then who's their strongest member on their team?
The Texante.
Exactly. So now you're impacting the game how? You're removing their strongest,
Yeah.
their most winning lane, right? And then they have to deal with potentially like a 0-4 Vladimir and like a 2 fucking 5 Yi,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
How often do you think your team's going to win the 4v4s if that's the case?
Yeah. Exactly. Like.
Honest, let's say we play 100 games like that.
Yeah.
How often is this going to lose on the 4v4 on the opposite side of the map if you've made them like that?
Yeah. It's higher probability that if
Exactly,
I'm
exactly.
occupying Casante, then my
Yeah,
team has a
and
higher
then
chance
these
of winning.
then these 4 are going to end up winning on the opposite side of the map and then you win the game, but that is still your doing,
Yeah.
right?
And
The
sometimes they might
only
not, and that's just, I guess, their decision.
exactly. That'll be the 5 and 100, right?
Yeah,
Sometimes these guys will still end up Omega Fed and get fucking 10 shutdowns or whatever.
yeah,
And then you'll go, oh fuck, like maybe I made the wrong like idea.
yeah, yeah,
And for sure there might be like small mistakes in there where like maybe you could have like pushed the Kazande in, stolen his ult, and then TP'd to the fight and then killed them all and then impacted it that way.
yeah,
But for now, all you need to do is just the simple things, man.
yeah,
You don't have
yeah,
to
for
worry
sure.
about any of that. Like, you don't have to worry about winning that 5 in 100 game. You need to worry about the bulk of the games. You need to worry about 70 out of 100 games, you know? Like, you need to worry about winning these type of volumes of games,
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
right? Like, because it's very easy to get a 70% win rate in the elo you're in if you just do the simple things right,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
right? And, like, for example, because better players might have an 80% win rate, you might feel bad, right? Because
yeah,
you're like losing 10% extra games, right? But the thing is, as long as you start focusing on winning the 70%, who gives a fuck about the extra 10%, man?
yeah, yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like you don't have to be perfect.
yeah,
And you shouldn't expect yourself to be perfect. You should start with the 70% first, climb the elo, and then start refining your gameplay so that you can continue.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And then the next time you go back down into fucking gold, you're gonna have an 80% win rate, like everyone else,
yeah,
or a 90%, or etc., until you get better and better and better,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think it's probably not worth like watching the
Yeah,
rest of the
no,
game. Like,
the rest of
it's
the game
just
is just
going
the
to be
same
like
thing.
the same type of shit where you're
Yeah,
just perma fighting for no
yeah,
reason.
yeah. It's just fighting, and then you just lose.
Yeah, like, and like the thing is, the game shouldn't even be in this state, and you're playing against a comp that just outscales you. So like, you just have AIDS basically. like,
But also, I think
it's
one thing
like,
I shouldn't fight zones against Aegon is I got caught like 3, 4 times just because our zone is in front of her and she just trapped me and died.
yeah, exactly. Like, and these are all things, but they're just completely irrelevant to the actual fact of
Yeah,
like you
yeah, of
just
course.
shouldn't grief, right? Like
Yeah,
you just simply shouldn't grief
yeah,
instead of
for
like
sure.
caring about everything else. Like no reason to care about anything else. Just don't grief.